And Mike Long, thank you very much for your time this evening.
Glad to be with you, Liz. Pleasure.
So you are out in central New York. You are going to be participating in a dinner with Rick Lazio. It'll be the first time that he's actually made a public appearance since the primary. What has he said to you this evening?
Well, I think he didn't say anything to me this evening. This afternoon, we happened to bump into each other by coincidence at the airport coming to the hotel, and we drove over here together, and he said that he would be finalizing his decision early this week, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday.
So he's actually going to speak to everyone here, and he's not going to give them an answer? I mean, that's going to be kind of awkward.
No, he's not speaking here tonight, Liz.
Oh,
he was not scheduled to speak at all. This is a multi-county Conservative Party dinner. It's the second year in a row they've had one. Their guest speaker here tonight is Governor Mitt Romney, and that was pre-planned. I mean, Rick had pre-planned to be here. Even I'm not speaking. So, and that's fine with me. That's fine with me. This is a group of upstate counties that want to try to mimic having a state dinner upstate.
Oh, I see.
And it's pretty tough for them to have one downstate. So Governor Huckabee was here last year. Mitt Romney's here this year. Rick Lazio will be here meeting and greeting everybody, but he is not a scheduled speaker, to my knowledge.
What was his demeanor like when you saw him? I mean, losing to Carl Paladino has got to take the wind out of the sails for a guy who had a long and pretty decent career. I mean, he lost to Hillary Clinton in 2000, but still, this was a shock, the lopsided nature of it.
Let me put it this way. I think he was more upbeat than the last time I saw him, which is the morning after the election. He probably is still shaking it off, but I think he's more upbeat than he was, and it was a tough loss for him. But I think he's looking long range, and my hope and I believe that he's going to continue to move forward.
Okay, now if he does continue to move forward, of course, he's going to have to fight to get air in the room when you've got a guy like Carl Paladino who seems to be making news at every turn, and he's self-funding, and a guy like Andrew Cuomo who has 23 million, and just today there's a Rasmussen poll out that says there's just 16 points between these two guys with Cuomo in front. How is Rick Lazio going to get heard in that race?
Look, it's quite a challenge. It's quite a challenge for the Conservative Party, and it's quite a challenge for Rick Lazio. And certainly, you're right, Carl Paladino gets news every day, but sometimes he doesn't get the right news. And sometimes he doesn't make the right news. So, I look at it this way, as Andrew Cuomo threw the towel in, threw the white flag in when he took the Working Family Party endorsement. Unconscionable if you're really going to change Albany, if you're going to make a difference in spending and taxing. And I think Carl Paladino has been playing the inside game for many, many years in the amount of money that he's given to liberal Democrats, the amount of money he's given to David Paterson, Eliot Spitzer. That's not necessarily a movement conservative. When you give write checks to those kind of people, Hillary Clinton, Al Gore.
Well, okay, true, but to play devil's advocate on that one, I mean, I think Rick Lazio is more moderate on some hot-button social issues, for example, like abortion rights, than Carl Paladino. I mean, Carl Paladino says there should never be a right to have an abortion, even if in instances of rape and incest. There's almost no one who says that.
Yeah, there is. Look, there is no question that on the issue of life, Paladino is clearly more pro-life. But to say that Rick Lazio is pro-abortion is just a misnomer, and it's part of the campaign that was waged against him. That's just not true. He's for parental notification. He's against funding of abortion on any level. He's opposed to partial birth abortion. Does he call himself pro-choice? Yes, he does. Would I rather have him call himself pro-life? I'm pro-life. But to say that he's pro-abortion, absolutely no way, shape, and form is Rick Lazio pro-abortion.
You know, it's interesting because you're making a very strong argument, obviously, and now it's interesting that you're changing tacks to have Carl Paladino be the insider, which is exactly what he's lodging against Andrew Cuomo. But Chairman, I mean, if you don't get 50,000 votes for some gubernatorial candidate, if not Rick Lazio, then someone else, your party will die.
I am not interested in the party dying, Liz. I think you know that. I've been at this. I've been with the party since 1964. I've been chairman of the party since December of 1988. My whole life has been wrapped around the Conservative Party and the people that I have supported, whether it was William F. Buckley or Jim Buckley, or I served as a presidential elector for Ronald Reagan in 1980 and 1984. We were fortunate enough to stop Mario Cuomo and elect George Pataki governor in 1994. We've had a great history, and I look forward to continuing that history. And I think Rick Lazio is a common sense, responsible, conservative legislator when he was in Congress, when he was in the legislature in Suffolk County, and I think he has clearly got a message that will resonate with people. And not only, it's not about saving the Conservative Party. This is not what this is about. This is about talk about the issues that are important for the future, and talk about, we don't need sensationalism. What we need is responsible issues to lay the groundwork so that the next governor, and hopefully that governor would be Rick Lazio, will make the change